our first leak of the day, which comes to us from the U.S. Embassy in Asmara, which is in Eritrea in Africa. The date is 2008, November 12th. The reference ID is 08 Asmara 546. This cable is a little bit troubling. The subject is arrest, interrogation, and torture of XXXXX. The names have been removed. Why? I don't know. I couldn't find any other information about this online. On XXX was released, this is the summary, after 5 months in jail. This anonymous person emotionally recounted his experience to the RSO, including his interrogation, deplorable prison conditions, beatings, and witnessing the torture of other prisoners being held at the XXX facility. XXX kept the prison diary and gave different but similar versions to the RSO and XXX. XXX was assigned as a guard at the XXX on XXX. Police came to his residence around 6 a.m. and demanded to see his demobilization card. Such intrusions are common in May during the run-up to Independence Day, as the government increases security and also rounds up national service evaders. The demobilization card is proof that an Eritrean has completed national service and, in theory, is not subject to call-up or arrest for service evasion. XXX was placed in a cell approximately 40 feet by 38 feet with 600 other prisoners. He stated the conditions were so cramped it was not possible to lie down and barely possible to sit. He was held there for 1 month before being interrogated. I can't even imagine. He was interrogated on 2 separate occasions by members of the Eritrean National Security Organization, including one nicknamed XXX. On both occasions, the interrogator beat him. The interrogator asked him the following questions. So why is this person X'd out? Why has WikiLeaks done this? Is he some kind of intelligence organization agent? I don't know. On to our next cable, the reference ID 03 Brasilia 698. The date is 2003. The next few cables, including this one, will have to do with intellectual property lobbying by the U.S. government in Brazil. The date is 2003, March 2nd. It is sensitive but unclassified. Here's the summary. Post recommends that Brazil, this is from U.S. Embassy in Brazil, that Brazil remain on the priority watch list for the 2003 Special 301 review. This is probably a watch list related to intellectual property rights. New attention to entrenched intellectual property rights, IPR, problems, particularly in the copyright area, may be forthcoming under the new Lula government. Driven largely by concern over lost tax revenues, impact on formal sector jobs, and harm to Brazilian artists, the new administration, which assumed office January 1, has publicly acknowledged rampant piracy and counterfeiting to be a Brazilian problem and has vowed action. Well, my question is, why is the U.S. government lobbying the Brazilians to respect these alleged intellectual property rights? You know, if a company doesn't want its product to be copied, then that's their job to enforce that. That's their job to lock down their customers with contracts that don't allow them to copy. Now, we know that copying is not theft, and we know that government has no place in you know, this is a cost the corporations are supposed to assume, and they're lobbying government to take care of it for them. And it often results in tyranny. In this cable, 06 Sao Paulo 1206, dated 2006, unclassified for official use only. It's again on this topic of so-called intellectual property rights. Subject, and this is 2006. Favorable trends in fighting intellectual property rights piracy in Sao Paulo. Econoff, not sure who that is, met recently with Marcio Van Guimares de Soso Neto, the head of the Sao Paulo State Interagency Council to Combat Piracy, to discuss recent activities of the organization and new developments in the fight against piracy. The council, piracy is just copying, essentially, which is not theft. It's not the same thing. With theft, you take an object and the other person can't use it. But with copying, you just make a copy. The first person's use of it is not impacted. The council has been reaching out to law enforcement in other states in an effort to consolidate forces. It has also undertaken initiatives to educate and sensitize the public to the problem. The divisions charged with confiscating pirated goods have seized approximately 18 million US dollars of merchandise as of September 2006. That's government stealing merchandise from individuals. I'm not sure I don't think that's right. The result of nearly double the number of operations since 2002. The city of Sao Paulo significantly reinforced its own anti-piracy fight with the signing of a new law that will cancel a business license should an establishment or street vendor be found participating in the sale of counterfeit goods. Well, first of all, why do you need a license in order to go into business? Earning a living is a basic human right. Why do I have to ask permission of it to do it from a government? And second, how does the government, since when did they have the right to take away a person's ability to earn a living just because they copied some things? If there's a contract that's been violated, then the corporation itself should take charge of taking those individuals to court and getting restitution. Government has no business here. Those involved in the sale of pirated goods and their customers are becoming more sophisticated, and the flood of contraband coming across the border with Paraguay remains a major concern. I believe later, it's in this cable that later they say the profits from so-called pirated goods are rivaling the profits from the drug trade. Well, big surprise. Whenever you make something illegal, inevitably a black market is going to spring up, and black markets are very lucrative precisely because government is using force to interfere with people exercising free trade. People want things. They want to get media, and they want to get it at a reasonable price. Paying $20 for a movie or more, or $15 or even $10 for a music CD, for people in the third world is simply not practical. It is too expensive. And these high prices are propped up by government support of corporations. And this is just another example of it. Government doing the job that rightfully the corporations should be doing. And who's paying for it? We are. And who's suffering from it? We are. Very convenient for these corporations. I bet it helps their bottom line. Here's another cable on this topic, 07 Sao Paulo 1007 from 2007, unclassified, from the consulate, the U.S. consulate in Sao Paulo. It does not have a subject. Here is the summary. Assistant Secretary for the Bureau of Economic, Energy, and Business Affairs, Daniel Sullivan, held a roundtable on intellectual property rights on December 12th at the U.S. Consulate in Sao Paulo. Representatives from recording, film, publishing, healthcare, and Sao Paulo state industry all voiced concern about the growing preponderance of intellectual property rights violations in the country. Okay, so the U.S. government goes into another country and is trying to persuade, working with corporations there to persuade people or them to support their intellectual property tyranny. Your tax dollars at work? The common themes were the adverse effect on Brazilian culture of the pirated goods represented and the apparent lack of interest by the government of Brazil in enforcement of existing laws. According to several of the interlocutors present, universities and the government of Brazil itself also distributed pirated goods. Assistant Secretary Sullivan told the group he would convey to the government of Brazil the group's message about the damage to a country's cultural heritage that pirated goods represent, and encouraged the participants to do the same. More propaganda, just like the effort by the embassy in the UK that we covered yesterday to divide Muslims, the small Muslim population there. Here we have the government, the United States government, interfering in Brazil in support of U.S. corporations primarily in order to prop up high prices. This doesn't help anybody but the corporations themselves, and yet we're forced to pay for it. And our final cable of the day is 09 Brasilia 1338 from November 20th, 2009. And the title, the subject is Brazil Intellectual Property Rights Update Pharmaceutical Sector. It is sensitive but unclassified. Summary: the Brazilian judicial and legislative branches are in the process of examining two key pharmaceutical patent-related issues: the role of the National Health Vigilance Agency in reviewing pharmaceutical patent applications and the constitutionality of Brazil's pipeline patent system. There has been no resolution of a disagreement between the Brazilian Patent Office and the Interministerial Intellectual Property Group regarding patents for polymorphs and second uses. In addition, the INPI's stated reasoning for a recent patent denial, lack of inventive step, raises potential questions about the treatment of incrementally innovative pharmaceutical patent applications. So Brazil's not backing up the U.S. government on pharmaceutical patents to the extent they want. They're not locking down all of the potential variations. Chill out, U.S. government. All right? It's a little over the board to try to control pharmaceuticals to such an extent. Again, it's another case of the prices being propped up by states. This is the job of the corporations, if they even have a legitimate role. Get the government out of this business. Anyway, our show is coming to a close. I believe it was yesterday, Julian Assange was released on bail, finally. About time. The bail restrictions are ridiculous, including an ankle monitor, 250,000 pounds, UK pounds in surety. This is just out of control. Sweden hasn't even filed official charges yet. So thanks for watching. Please tune in again on Monday. We're here every day, Monday through Friday at 12:05 p.m. Eastern Time. And you can check us out on Facebook. We're called the WikiLeak-a-Day Show on Ustream.tv. Thanks. Have a great weekend. Happy leaking.